In this video we'll talk about financial crime de-risking. You will learn how a de-risking strategy is deployed, what are the side effects of de-risking, and where you can find guidance for alternatives should your firm decide not to roll out a de-risking strategy. If you're finding valuable this video, make sure you subscribe to Crime Agent and press the thumb up. This will make it super easy for you to consume new videos from my channel, and it will allow me to create more contents for you. So let's jump right into today's video. Hi, I'm Marco Beranzoni and this is Crime Agent, my YouTube channel where every week I publish a new video to boost your awareness about anti-money laundering and financial crime prevention. Within the last 2 decades, we have seen an increasingly strong pressure from regulators within the financial services sector. Expectations for the sector to comply with anti-money laundering laws and regulations continue to increase, and sky-high financial penalties are paid by financial services firms all over the world. A technique used to reduce money laundering threats and quickly fix flaws in their own AML compliance systems is de-risking. But is this a good practice? Are the money laundering risks actually reduced as a result of de-risking? Today I will explore AML and financial crime de-risking to see which risks are associated with this method and what are the implications to roll out a de-risking strategy. So let's start by covering what is de-risking within AML and financial crime. Financial crime de-risking is a tactic used by businesses when they can't or they won't control financial crime or money laundering risks that are somehow presented by a particular business relationship. To put it in another way, the costs of delivering full compliance with AML and CFT regulations are too high to justify getting into or perhaps continuing a certain high-risk business relationship. The most drastic measure of de-risking is restricting or cancelling altogether business connections. In some cases, de-risking tactics can also imply boosting compliance spending or building new remedial processes. However, those usually need to be justified internally by the firm at various levels. Anyway, exiting multiple business relationships as a part of a de-risking strategy is not as easy as you might think. Let's now see why. Terminating or quitting a relationship as part of de-risking can either be done on a case-by-case basis or on a sector-wide scale. When a more horizontal approach is implemented, de-risking is involving the termination of business relationships with a wider group of clients. At first, this may sound all positive to some, okay? A financial crime risk is identified and the relationship is terminated. Job done. But in reality, when a financial institution can't manage efficiently AML or financial crime risks and as a consequence decide to apply de-risking across a broader sector or country, they often cut ties with foreign correspondent banks, money services business, embassies, just to mention a few. De-risking procedures are largely common in developing nations with limited or emerging financial market and increased AML and financial crime vulnerabilities. Therefore, due to this, de-risking may also have a disproportionate impact on the work of charities, for example, or other legitimate business that are trying to operate in those countries or in those sectors. Risk is only transferred in many cases, and even when relationships are terminated, the need of businesses to use the financial system will remain and will push them to use local service providers with potentially lower AML and financial crime controls in place. These smaller financial institutions may struggle to mitigate or even identify sometimes any financial crime or money laundering risks, generating eventually a larger money laundering and financial crime problem to the global financial services sector. Another effect of exiting relationship as part of financial crime de-risking is the reduced level of information sharing. As larger international institutions terminate their relationship with high-risk businesses, those will start to use services from other less regulated institutions, and therefore any possible intelligence that could have been produced is now lost. Within financial institutions, applying an exit strategy to the risk sectors is not an easy task for many reasons. One of those is that some international financial institutions are still running on very complex and fragmented technology environments. In those cases, ensuring consistency can be a significant challenge and a big task, particularly for large institutions. In fact, fragmented core banking environment could allow customers exited in one country to re-enter into the same institution from another country, making particularly ineffective the whole exiting process as a result of de-risking. So what could be an alternative to financial crime de-risking? The European Banking Authority published in March 2021 three regulatory instruments to address de-risking practices. The instruments clarify that compliance with anti-money laundering and counter-terrorist financing obligation in EU laws does not require financial institutions to refuse or terminate business relationships with entire categories of customers that they consider to present a higher money laundering and terrorist financing risk. In these documents, the EBA also set out steps that financial institutions and competent authorities should take to manage risks associated with individual business relationship in an effective manner. So if you're working in a regulatory compliance team considering to apply de-risking to mitigate known financial crime risks, I invite you to first familiarize with the new EBA regulatory instruments. Those could give you a valid alternative to de-risking in line with the latest industry recommendation. I'm not going to expand on the details of those EBA documents, but you can access those files from the links posted in the description of my video. And here are my conclusions and some takeaways for you out of this video. Although de-risking could be a planned, cost-efficient action, this approach still lacks the consideration which is expected by the risk-based approach. The efficient implementation of a risk-based approach promotes instead the practice to actively gather client data, enforcing even more what a financial institution actually knows about their clients and how the financial system is used by them. De-risking may be an appealing alternative to the current demand of reducing financial crime risks. However, it can still be pricey and complex to implement. Also, we discussed before, in some cases, will not necessarily terminate the financial crime risks for the financial services as a sector. Corporations in the financial services sector can instead minimize or eliminate the need to de-risk by deploying less expensive and more efficient risk-based anti-money laundering procedures. This would allow them to still provide services for potential customers that would otherwise be excluded and operate within their risk boundaries. With that, I'm at the end of today's video. If this video was useful to you, you can show your appreciation and support my channel by subscribing to FinCrime Agent and press the thumb up on this video. Also remember to check the description of this video right below to find useful links, including how to become part of my community on patreon.com. Lastly, thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed my video, and until next time, see you soon.